Hello world, I'm Chris Pirillo, and you've tuned in to another live edition of Pirillo Picks. It's a show and tell, and I show you new things every single day. Now, these things may not be new to you, but they are new to me, and I get excited when I get something new. Who doesn't? Like, that's why you get it, because you're excited about it, and I love sharing my experiences with the world. Pirillo Picks is a show and tell. So, what you're about to see today is not Lego, is not Star Wars. What could it be? Well, I'm glad you asked. Years ago, when I was a kid, and I'm a child of the 80s, they had a cartoon. They had many cartoons, actually. I'm not talking about the Wuzzles. That's obscure. I'm not talking about the Care Bears. I'm not talking about the Gummy Bears either. I'm not even talking about bears at all. He-Man was a cartoon. And He-Man had figures. Now, they made the cartoon to help sell the figures, and the figures sold because of the cartoon. It was great. It was an amazing way of engaging kids. I didn't really collect He-Man figures. They weren't my thing. I liked them. I had a couple of them. Actually, when the Evil Horde was released, I got excited about that because I liked how the creatures looked, and they looked pretty cool. But I didn't really make a thing of collecting He-Man stuff. To me, they were just really big. I mean, as figures go, just big, and I didn't like the rubbery band kind of feel. I was a fan of the classic 5 POA, 5 points of articulation, on the Star Wars figures. I really liked how the Star Wars figures worked. Well, apparently, when they were working on the He-Man figures, the mock-ups they used for the characters and the figures were modeled after the classic Kenner 5 POA classic Star Wars figure model. So the He-Man figures could have looked a lot like the Star Wars figures, which would have been pretty darn cool. But they didn't. I mean, they just looked bulky and muscular, and I'm like the anti-muscular guy. I mean, the more a figure has muscles, the less inclined I am to get it. To me, it's just, it's too much. Too far. This fantasy of yours, too far. So, Chris, you might be asking, get to the point. Well, I am getting to the point, but I had to tell you that story first to get to this story. Do you see this? This is a He-Man figure. It's a special He-Man figure. By the power of Grayscale! Super 7 produced this, or a series of them, earlier this year. And they took some of the classic figures, like prototypes, because originally Super 7 did the prototype figures as they were modeled after Kenner figures and released them like monochromatic figures. This is what they look like. This is okay, perfect. So this is what the He-Man figures look like, or Masters of the Universe, really. And some people still collect them. I never really got into them. I thought they were epic. I thought they looked epic, but it just wasn't my scale. So the Super 7 figures, it's a set of 4. They did Skeletor, Beastman, Merman, and He-Man. Now, I do believe these were a New York Comic-Con exclusive, about the only thing that I wanted. Because I had the prototype figures, the reproduction prototype figures on my wish list, but when they released the Grayscale figures, then I was bowled over. I'm like, dude, this is the one I want. These are the ones. I mean, would this not have been amazing to see? I don't know, but I'm a fan of the scale. Even He-Man, and I'm not really a fan of the figures of human likenesses, but if you are a fan of He-Man, and a collector or an action figure collector, to me, this is it's perfect. They arrived in near mint condition. I got them on Amazon. I converted one of my gift cards courtesy of go.tagjag.com/free points and got them. Originally, they were going for like $100. I'm like, too much. These I got for like $50, which I'm a fan of. I don't think it's going to get any better than that. These are collector's items. This is to me, this is absolutely a collector's item. Not many people even knew that these existed. And look, unpunched too, like near pristine condition. This is just too cool. I honestly, I've yet to find anything like this. And Super 7's done it now twice. This is the first time. By the power of Grayscale, which is funny, but only if you remember the He-Man cartoon. So these are different kinds of He-Man action figures that are now in my collection. They just arrived today, and I just oh man, it's too cool. I eat this stuff up. This is why I love the internet, connecting me with amazing things. This is Skeletor's Ocean Warrior. I don't remember seeing Merman a lot. I remember seeing Beastman a lot, and of course Skeletor. Beastman, I remember seeing a little. And Evelyn, remember? See, what I would love to see happen is them release a full line in Grayscale of the He-Man action figures like that. Collect all 4. Too cool. Super 7 is the company that did it. I love these special kind of items. They're collector's items, really. So this is my set of picks for today. The He-Man action figures that are not He-Man action figures. God. Ow. They're brand new. Like I said, I think they were released at this year's New York Comic Con. Now, if you know of something that you think I need to see, please show me. If you ever hear about something you think I need to hear about, tell me. I'll be sure to put a link for you in the video description to where you can get your own set.